What's up, your boy Vaughn? Another reaction. In today's video, we have the Scalper Takeover by Tommy NFG. Visual comes so sharp, but let's get into it.
Imagine this scenario. You wake up on a grueling 7 a.m. morning getting ready to go to work in 2 hours as you usually do. Since your bills are behind and your child support payments just got up by 20%, you gotta now work 6 days a week in order to be able to handle everything. You sit in that grueling room temperature cubicle doing whatever typical bull you do at work, and halfway through the week you go on Instagram and see a post from your favorite brand announcing they're having a collab with another brand and it'll only be available Sunday on your day off.
Yeah, the Scalpers, this what them niggas did for that AP fucking pocket watch. AP pocket. AP Swatch pocket.
You get hyped for it, and just in case you show up to the store earlier thinking there will be a calm little line, just to run into this 2 milliseconds after showing up.
Oh shit.
Really, gang? You trying to block the shit off? What, really, 5? What is you doing? A world full of drones.
Yeah, I think it's official to say, especially in 2026, scalpers have ruined any type of drop for anything and will do whatever it takes to get something. I don't think we enter an age from now on where you just enjoy something as a hobby and can go in a store to buy it. And no one has it off far worse than Pokemon fans. Pokemon might as well be its own separate economy, the way people go out there to get things from it. Being a normal Pokemon fan trying to get these collectibles is like being a soldier in the World War II trenches. For me personally, as a kid, I wasn't into Pokemon or into card collecting for it too much, so I never understood the hype when people were going out and getting a bunch of different card collectibles, trying to get the highest grade ones. People would get a weak collection worth of Pokemon cards, opening them 24/7, trying to get the best one, just hoping it works out. But to me, looking on the outside, it could not be worth it, even if it's your favorite hobby, to be spending 10x to 20x the normal cost of these things. And for Pokemon with scalpers, it started off pretty normally, I would say. I mean, people have been reselling Pokemon cards since the 2000s. Scalpers would go in the stores, wait for a drop, take the cards, open them up, resell them, whatever. But now it's to the point where they will literally resell
anything dealing with Pokemon.
Some of our most recent examples are things such as a Pokemon Pop-Tart collab, Pokemon Target cardboard cutout displays. Only way they'd be able to do this is by stealing it, by the way.
Bro.
So, not sure this is a good idea to sell. The worst one was last year when a Cheeto shaped like Charizard sold for $88,000 at an auction. In what world does this even make a
Boy, the white niggas love Pokemon.
profit? Cheeto could ruin this entire thing by making Cheeto-shaped Pokemon mass-produced, and there's not a thing this person could do. If your profits can disappear by one bite and someone licking dust off their fingers, then it's probably not a good investment. The cards being scalped are given, but when I started seeing this, I knew it was absolutely cooked now. Imagine not even being able to get a sweet little Pop-Tart treat without them reselling it for 10x the price. And it's not just the cards over the counter anymore they scalp, they do it to any type of Pokemon cards. In 2023, Pokemon had a collab with the Van Gogh Museum. How does that make sense, you may ask? I have no clue. They were probably just bored and threw a dart at a random place to pick as a collab. They announced if you go through their museum show, you get a free promo card of Pikachu with it. And of course, scalpers came and
Oh my, I know that card expensive as fuck. Oh my gosh.
flooded the building with not a single real fan getting one.
Niggas need some shame.
You know, I like to think Van Gogh would be happy with his art being appreciated. They're totally there for him and not the Pikachu card. Crazy thing is, the scalpers won too because these cards are still being sold for between $500 to $2,000 3 years later. No matter what, the fans are gonna want to buy it, and that's the problem with it too, so these scalpers can keep getting away with it. One of the main reasons scalping has only gotten worse through the years is these realize there's power in numbers. There's a ton of scalping discords where they have news bots that update them on every little drop 24/7. So whenever some tiny minuscule thing drops like the Pikachu Van Gogh card, they're all sent out across different parts of the world to try and get it. And they also have these bots in their discords that study these things, looking at every type of brand to be able to scalp. That's why for something you're into, even if it's a small fan base, it gets swept up by scalpers. Then you go on eBay and see them selling it for 5x the price. If you're asking how I know all this, I've already admitted it before that back in the day I had my little run-in with scalping, okay? Listen, I know, alright? You gotta understand. Give me some slack, alright? It was 2021, I was right out of high school in COVID with no money and no way to get a job.
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu. That's it.
In my defense, I didn't go crazy anyways, though. I did it a couple times, then gave up because, of course, I was broke. But when I was in the Discord learning about it, I realized there was levels to this shit. I remember one person in the Discord posted a picture of their van with like 100 PS5s in it. In that moment, it's almost like where you're on the high school basketball team realizing you're not going to make it to the league. That was me. And all these people have bots to instantly buy stuff with like hundreds of emails set up. So when you're wondering why you're on a website waiting for a drop only for you to refresh and it's instantly sold out, it's probably some of, if not a majority of the time, being bought up by those dudes. And the problem with these companies too is they barely try to regulate it. If you think of it, that makes sense for them. Either way, they're getting money, whether or not actual fans get it. No company showed they gave no about things recently more than Swatch. If you don't know Swatch, it's a popular watch brand that sells mid-tier watches to people. Usually the average civilian working a regular job would be able to save up and get some. It's not like a Rolex or anything. The brand officially revealed on May 12th they were doing a collab with Audemars Piguet, aka AP. You may have seen your favorite rapper showing it off in a music video, or your quote-unquote humble billionaire saying their outfit only cost them $20, but then they have a $250,000 watch on them. And if you don't know much about watches, believe it or not, these are way more rare than Rolexes. Like, the average person can work up in their life to get at least one Rolex. If we're talking about used, you can get them even cheaper. Audemars Piguet at a minimum is gonna run you a house down payment for a single watch. So when the two brands announced they were collabing to release a budget $400 pocket watch, although I don't think anybody was buying it to use it as a pocket watch, what is this, like the 1800s? Most people were getting it and were gonna get a watch band to wear with it. And people on the streets went ham with the release. They finally were gonna be able to feel like Drake or Future for their budget. And there so happened to be a store near where I live in Austin. So I thought, let me get a crack at trying to buy one and have my own little budget watch for one reason only. To LARP on the internet and act like I'm rich. Why else would I buy it? But little did I expect the power of resellers and what they would do to get it. Because on a crisp 5 a.m., yes, 5 a.m. morning, I go to the store and this is the scene.
Oh my God, brother! The bullshit is over.
Alright, so we are at Swatch in Battersea. As you can see, it is literally mental. There's
I say Michael Beasley was at the Miami one.
This was the scene in all the stores that were selling the watch that day. I guarantee this crowd would drop by 90% if it was people who were actually there for the watch and not to scalp. I don't even like big crowds. If I knew the crowd was gonna be like that, I would have stayed my ass home and got my full 8 hours of sleep for the night. I'm still mad I missed sleep that day. And the company themselves gave zero security at locations and had zero lines set up for people to follow. They just cared about the profits and making their money, but due to them not hiring any security for this, they had to close a majority of their stores for the drop, with some of them still not selling the watches because the chaos it would cause. When you see footage like this, you're thinking a ride is breaking down the city or something. Now, I will say it's not all companies that don't care about the actual fans. A lot of the shoe drops from Nike and different brands have now switched to more secure online systems. They had to after all the chaos in the 2010s from shoe resellers. They were moving like IDF soldiers anytime you wanted a shoe. In 2016, you would have had a better chance of winning the lottery than being able to get a shoe drop. It is sad to think about out why so many people showed up for this simple little pocket watch. In other countries, if these people got the watch and resold it, that might be some of their monthly salaries. Not to give pity to resellers, alright, but other countries that are a bit more impoverished had crazier lines. I was able to just dip and not think about getting it because they were doing too much. The only hope people have for scalpers to be stopped for real is for the government to pass a law about it. It's not like the scalpers anytime soon are all of a sudden having a change of heart and are selling things for a lesser of a profit. Some other countries have passed scalping laws, but it's still not a big thing worldwide. And if we're talking about America, the best we have is a law passed in 2016 which makes it illegal to use bots to buy concert or public event tickets. You guys, tell me how well that's going. This law might as well have been a stern talking they gave to people, because resellers still scalp concert tickets and get zero consequences. There was a law introduced last year called the Stopping Grinch Bots Act, which was supposed to ban bots for everything including retail things, meaning you would actually be able to buy collectibles for once in your life without it being scalped. But as usual, when something that could be great for both sides to pass and agree on and help people overall gets introduced, they just move on like it never existed. So we will have to keep coexisting with these bots until further notice. A law like this would be so generational. You'd see me repping an American flag cape like I'm Homelander for the whole year if they did that. The best strat I would say you should do to combat scalpers is on any online drop, be the first one there no matter what. If the website keeps crashing...
Yeah, you could be the first one there and still get fucking that shit sell out as soon as you refresh the page. Like,
just open new ones or refresh. That's probably your best shot. Anyways, let me know how much y'all have been scalped. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Michelle comes to shopping all deuces. Yeah, them resellers. Niggas getting out of hand.